Hey, what's up, everybody? When I was looking for something to make a second video about today, I took a look over at FMScout. You know me, I'm looking there every single day to see if some of my favorite content creators have uploaded updates. I'm especially looking forward to Darth Furion and to the World Super League, which I consider to be the best editor data fantasy league that comes out every year. Hopefully that'll come out soon. In the meantime, though, there's always a couple of things here and there that we can look at. And I came across a file today that looked so ridiculous, I just knew that I had to talk about it. So let's go take a look at this and see what we've got here. So this is a database in which teams have been made for BNK48 and CGM48, which are, of course, AKB48 sort of ripoff bands from Thailand. So I know about AKB48, just like most men who were in their 20s not that long ago know. I'd not heard of either one of these groups because I don't really follow Thai pop music that much. And so we have CGM48 and BNK48 teams in the game using this editor data file, as well as all sorts of the ridiculousness that comes along with this. I'm sorry about that. Here we go. We're back to the right screen again. And yeah, we'll just give you a little preview of kind of what we're looking at. Let's load this puppy up and see what we've got. So when we change back over here to Football Manager, and let me go ahead and get rid of this part of the screen. This will just take a second. All right, sorry about that little wait. When we change over here to Football Manager, we can see what's happened. So we're starting a new game, and we can see that BNK48 and CGM48 are both teams in the English Premier League. I haven't changed the names here, which is why they're showing up as Premier Division. I'm not sure who it is that they are replacing. Interestingly enough, BNK48 is predicted to finish 4th. CGM48 is predicted to finish 9th. In doing all of the extra and deep research that I did on this team and on these bands, I've decided to go with CJM48 because I think they look a little bit cuter. Yeah, we are going to go with youth development, and let's just see what happens. So, of course, this isn't going to be any sort of new save or anything like that we're seriously going to do. We're going to go start things off, and we'll just take a little look and see what the team looks like. All right, hi again, guys, and we've got things set up a little bit more here. As you can see, now that I've gotten the graphics loaded, we do have the lovely pictures of the players here. I've noticed, too, as I've been sort of looking through these players have incredibly high ratings. I mean, so like Angel here, who's 20 years old, has a spirited personality, which is pretty good, is a consistent performer, and is playing at the as a decent player from most Premier Division sides, and could improve a lot in the future. Now, when we look at someone like Tubam, she's professional, is also consistent, could improve a lot, but she's playing at the championship level. So some of them could play better, some maybe a little bit worse. 5'9", 136 pounds. And one thing I'm going to tell you is that we probably are not going to have a whole bunch of strength on this squad. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We're going to move forward a little bit further and see what we get out of this. All right, we're back after doing quite a bit of time on holiday. As you can see, it hasn't exactly been swimmingly for us. We lost 3-2 to Aston Villa. We beat Forest, which is something, lost to Leicester 3-1, and then beat Leeds 3-1. We're going to face Manchester United here at home, so let's see what happens when we move into this match, and we'll just hit continue a little bit more. We're down in 12th position, which is a little bit worse than what we were predicted to do, but we'll see. Now, we'll get through all of this stuff. There's no need for that. I think I will have to go through all these messages, so one moment, please. We'll get you straight over to the match. All right, here we go. This is the part that I was really curious about, to see if there would be any sort of possible relationship between the players and their photos and the way that they're depicted in game. And it's kind of hard to tell from here. They just all look like a whole bunch of hair. But they're pretty fast, I'll tell you that, although not quite fast enough for Fernandez there, who's able to win the ball away. This is not exactly my favorite Manchester United side in the world, but yeah, we'll take a look and see what we can do here in this match. We're playing this one at home, which is why I skipped ahead to this particular match. Take a look at this 40,000 something seat stadium that is in Bangkok. So the way that this works, I guess this is in Bangkok, even though they're supposed to be in Chiang Mai. So I'm not sure if I understand exactly what's going on. The way that this works, though, is that both of these newly created teams are located in Thailand, and As you can see, this is clearly Thailand and not Northern England. Yeah, Football Manager does need to work on making these stadiums like actually different from one another, but that's another issue for another time. And we're doing a pretty good job sort of knocking this ball around, and Jing there with a shot on goal that was deflected. So something to be said for that. And we'll see if we can get a goal here in a minute or two, and maybe have some reason for a highlight. We haven't had anything so far, and yeah, still not too much going on. So, oh man. So Manchester United have scored, though I think that Music was probably offside. And let's see what they say. Yeah, they're saying that goal was disallowed. We'll have a look here, I think, at a replay, and this is from kind of a bad angle. And looks like he may have been offside anyway. I'll play through a little bit more of this match. We'll come back to this here in a second for you. All right, we're back a couple more minutes into this, and even when I scroll way in here, I'm not seeing any sort of identification for any of these players. Other than that, all of them have long hair, which makes them look like I don't know, a bunch of guys with long hair. So part of the immersion here is going to be a little bit difficult if you want to play with this editor data file. I mean, you're really, really going to have to use your imagination when it comes time to playing the game. If you really want to take it seriously, you might be better off just having the assistant manager handle all of the in-game stuff. But of course, if you're like me, you know very well that it takes that touch of the master's hand to have in-game to have it work in game. I can't say that I particularly enjoy the baby blue uniforms either, although, I mean, it could be worse, but this looks nothing like what I saw in the music videos. So that's a little bit of a disappointment, but overall, though, it's not too bad. And, you can, if you squint your eyes just right, it looks like it just about works. Now, I figure you'd have to be like a really, really heavy fan of these Thai musical groups to want to play with them in Football Manager. Like I said, this is probably the strangest editor data file I think I've ever seen. I don't think I've heard of anything quite like this. I've heard of things like people taking, manga characters and throwing them into Football Manager, and that kind of makes sense if you have something that is focused around football. But two different Thai pop, like female pop group sides is a little bit odd, and that's something that I don't fully understand. We've scored a goal here, and I think this is going to be allowed. Let's see what they say. And no, they've disallowed it. It's the Premier League, so you can't have any fun. And Nini, unfortunately, is going to have to deal with the fact that it was not given, although she was, I think, onside. I think that was a pretty harsh call there by the line judge. And we're coming up here to a halftime and hoping that we can score some sort of goal or have something that allows us to see a highlight that's a little bit closer in. No real shots of any faces or anything like that. And some of the names of the players in our sides, I'm not even going to try right now. I don't speak any Thai, so I've not much I'm going to be able to say. But there's Sita with a shot on goal that's just a little bit too far out. She should have probably held that one up and looked for a little bit of a reinforcement. Anyway, this is what happens for you if you decide that you're so interested in Asian female pop that you absolutely have to play with them in the Premier League and have a side that's actually capable of winning something. They're not necessarily going to like waltz all over the place and destroy all competition, but they're going to do pretty well for themselves. And they're doing fairly well here against Manchester United. I mean, we haven't been totally embarrassed, which I guess is the good part, especially when you consider how many players we have started that are under 20 years old, which, by the way, is a little bit strange when it comes to these pop groups, but whatever. Here's Sita again, and that forced a really good save there by the goalkeeper for Manchester United. So, not too shabby, if I say so myself. And Aum there has another sort of point-blank shot at range that forced a save from the defender who was right behind her. and it's with Fortune again. I'm not sure where some of these names come from, but anyway, Alm was clearly offside. There was no question about that. One thing I've always wished in Football Manager is that when you're playing the matches in other countries, that you had crowds that looked like they were actually from other countries. It doesn't quite happen here. And I know that would cause more crowd animations. I probably wouldn't be able to see it considering how I have like every single possible animation turned off with my excellent video card. But it would be kind of nice to actually feel like you're in Thailand instead of feeling like you're in just another Football Manager stadium. I mean, that's one of those things that would be kind of nice to see changed at some point in time. But unfortunately, I don't think that we're going to see that anytime soon from Sports Interactive. And we've done pretty well to keep that corner out, and just about everybody's having a good game except for Jing Jing, who looks like she's not having the best of times, and she was just shoved down there in the penalty area, but there was no call from the referee. And that might be why she's not having such a great game. She keeps getting fouled, and no one will do anything about it. This winds up back with Izurina, and Izurina takes this forward, and unfortunately she can't find much of anything looking forward. And hey, I mean, the Premier League's not that easy. Now, the question that I have for you is if you were going to use this site, would you actually make any transfers? As in, would you actually take one of these players and sell them? Would you actually try to buy different players? Would you gut the whole squad and put a bunch of wonder kids on there? Well, after that goal from Pun, I think you probably would want to. That was a pretty bad job by, what's our goaltender's name? Emma, something like that. That was not really what we're paying her to do, and we've gone down here 1-0. But this, however, does give us a chance to scroll in a little bit more. There we go, and see. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do they look feminine to you? I mean, maybe, sort of. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think that there's any camera angle that would really, convince you one way or the other. But I mean, if you squint your eyes just right, you could believe it. You could go along with it. So maybe, I don't know. It would be nice though to have actual women teams in Football Manager, and something that is beyond just a bunch of Thai pop groups. But this is kind of what we have, and this is what we will play with for now, and we are in trouble again. And fortunately for us, it's Lukid who has gone back and has made that stop. And the momentum is against us here, and I probably should be making some substitutions. And that's after Pun has his second goal. That's where it's time for us to make a couple of changes. So that's not exactly the best defensive job that I've seen. And we look like we're starting to really lose our composure here. This would be maybe a little more fun if we had a side that was a little bit further down in the leagues. Maybe that would be a little bit more interesting. I don't know, just throwing some ideas out there. Emma is the name of our goaltender, so I was correct. And let's see if we can get a couple of goals back here. I guess I should probably do a shout, and that's not where the shouts are here. They're over here. And we'll tell them to demand more. We don't want to go down to 14th position. That doesn't sound right to me. And it's back with Lukid over to Aum again, and she's just not having a great match, is she? And it's going to come ahead to Fernandez over to Music, and there's another shot from range, and Emma can't quite get on over to that one. So the Manchester United sort of Football Manager domination continues there, and there's Scott McTominay with the third goal, and that's definitely going to clinch it now. And that one is a little bit upsetting. So all I can say is that I'm happy I'm not coaching this team in the long run, because we have a lot of problems that we need to solve. Angel here with the free kick, and that doesn't really go very far. And I think that the home supporters are going to be a little bit upset. It's not such a bad loss that we're going to end up refunding their ticket prices, but this is pretty upsetting for those of us who were hoping for a better showing than this. We looked okay though at the start, and there's something that's here, and there you go. There is Mormink, who just came on, who has scored the first goal of this match for us, and so we do have a way to get back into it. And I'm still zoomed way in here so we can get some sort of a look, but again, I think that the players don't seem to have quite that feminine charm that this pop group has. which again is kind of a disappointment. I was expecting maybe a little bit more from this. But that's all right. That's all right. At least with this editor data file, we can do things like, make transfers, and players will qualify for work permits and all of those other nice things that we like, instead of being forced to stay with the same players and rely 100% on our youth system. And fortunately for us, we didn't just give up another goal after a corner there. And with about 5 minutes left, we'll see if we can get another one back or so. And there is our goal scorer, Marmink, who's looking for Sita, and it just isn't happening. It's just not happening today, is it? And that's kind of a shame. And De Gea knocks this one forward, and it's going to end up with Manchester United. And there's Marcus Rashford wide open. And yeah, not so great. Not so great, unfortunately, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll see our way through this match here into the end. And this is knocked up and knocked back, and there's Caring, and she had a Caring, and she had a chance to get a breakaway there, and it just didn't happen. Tubam with it now. Thai names are great, aren't they? Tubam has a little cross that looks forward, and it ends up with Izarina. And then it ends up back with Nieri over to Izarina to Aum. And that one was just a whisker too high and off the top crossbar. That's going to be the end of this match here. I don't think that there's much more that we can do, unfortunately. And it's going to be Bruno Fernandes with this. I'm not sure. So I understand the reason why you'd want to make a team out of your favorite pop idols, but what I don't understand is why you would then put them in the English Premier League. This is going to be fun for anybody who seriously wants to get into this and seriously wants to try things out. Maybe try out a long-term save or something like this. This is going to be very odd. There are a couple of questions here as we come to the end that are going to go unanswered, such as what happens when you bring on new youth players. Are you going to see are they all going to turn out to be female, or are you just going to have a bunch of guys who now have to wear the baby blue? And questions like that come up. So I don't really know the answer to those. I'm not going to stick with this long enough to find out. Not such a bad match by us, actually, but yeah, United had just enough of the quality needed to put them through, to put them all the way through. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, it's not really a bad editor data file. I thought that it was fairly well thought out. It's creative, I'll give you that. Having said that, I don't think I would play with this long term. You might want to give it a try, though. It might be down your alley. As far as the music's concerned, my teenage daughter might be interested in it. As for me, I'll probably stick with the Jerry Garcia band. Thank you very much. And there you have it. So that's what happens when you take two random Thai pop groups and put them into Football Manager to play in the English Premier League. Interesting idea. Talk to you later. Bye.